I uploaded a video about a week ago when I got the Esperade clear, and in that video I mentioned Garegga as being the next possible game I'm going to try and clear with 1 credit, and that got a pretty big response, so I figured I would make this video as sort of like a first impressions video of like a Garegga noob. Now, I haven't completely committed to a Garegga clear yet, and the reason why I'm not is because as soon as I commit to like a Garegga clear, I'm just gonna really pressure myself to get the clear, and I'm just gonna play Garegga. And right now I'm playing a bunch of other stuff that I'm having fun with. But Garegga has always been kind of an enigma to me. I only ever played it very briefly on the Sega Saturn. I don't own the import, right? But I have the the ROM on my optical drive emulator. You know what I mean? The ROM. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. As long as I'm alive, I'ma live illegal. The first thing that I did when I started looking at this game was I watched a bunch of playthroughs and reached out to some feller schmup-tubers who have gotten the clear and just started asking about the basic idea of like how to like go about playing this game for the clear. By the way, I've been sick all week, which is why I haven't uploaded any shit to my channel. So if I sound like I'm dying, it's because I'm dying. So as far as I can tell, what the basic idea in this game that you really want to do here is you want to chain collect the medals. You don't want to let the medals fall. You want to rack up as much of a score as possible, and get the extends from the score. I think you get an extend every like 1,000,000 points, and then when you get an extend, you want to suicide that extend, which will lower the difficulty rank. And you want to make sure that you don't have any more than 2 extra lives when you suicide, which isn't a problem for me, obviously. So if you have more than 2 lives when you die, the rank doesn't lower as much. So the idea again is to just rack up extends and then suicide him. And for me right now, actually, just like in the first couple nights of like fucking around with this game, the hardest thing is chaining the medals for me. Like it's hard. Like it didn't sound that difficult at first. I was like, oh, okay, so you just want to make sure you collect the medals. Got it. It's really difficult to not drop the chain. I think in most of my runs I dropped the chain in like stage 2. I think right here I dropped the chain in stage 2. I'm hoping that that's kind of a spot that I could probably use some tips, some tricks with a little bit of advice. Like hopefully that comes with just routing. Like figuring out like how to manipulate like where the metal is gonna drop so that it's not in a cluster of bullets, because like often I get killed trying to grab the metal. And I don't know actually how important the metal is. I think your score is pretty important here for getting it clear. I think you really do want to get those extends, at least up until I missed the metal there. At least up until I think like stage 3 or I'm sorry, stage 6 or so, which is like pretty crazy to me. Actually, I have like a much bigger appreciation for the 1 credit clears that I watched after just playing this game for a few hours, like actually trying to play it the way you're kind of supposed to play it if you're trying to get a very basic newbie clear. You know what I mean? Just because like it's gnarly, dude. Like this game in and of itself is gnarly, and then you start trying to collect the fucking medals, and it's like, oh, dude. And yeah, sure enough, like as soon as I mentioned this in my Esperade commentary, I got a lot of comments, and people were like, "Oh, I can't wait to see your Garegga clear" and shit like that. And I was like, "Oh, fuck," because this is like really intimidating. This game, I think this game is maybe harder than any other game I've cleared, possibly. I don't know. I hear both. I hear like different things. It's really interesting to me, like game difficulty and people's opinions. I've heard like, oh, it's way harder. Like this game's gonna trash you, that kind of thing. And then I heard like, you might be all right, that kind of shit. I did hear a lot of like, I saw a lot of like Garegga is like the greatest game ever made, or Garegga is like the greatest shmup ever made, and that's to be expected. Like there's a handful of games that like when people say that kind of stuff, like this is the greatest game ever made, I'm not gonna argue. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go, yeah, okay, yeah, I see that for sure. People say like, oh, StarCraft is the greatest game ever made. It's like, yeah, I can see that. Sure. Super Metroid is the greatest game ever made. Yeah, it could fucking be for sure. Absolutely. DOJ is the greatest game ever made. Yeah, I can fucking see that. After playing this game and like reading a little bit about it, hearing a little bit about it now, yeah, dude, it might be the best shmup ever made. It's certainly, mechanics wise, it might be the most interesting shmup I've ever played. The thing that's so, man, there's a lot that's really cool about this game. Like the graphics and the sound design aside, like of course it's fucking dope as shit. You can die early on in this game, and it's not gonna fuck your run. You know what I mean? And that's because of the rank system. You know what I mean? Like, I totally missed that one up there. Wow. In a cave, it's funny that I missed that extend yet. I think this is the farthest I've gotten. In a cave game, like if you die in stage 1 or stage 2, like it's pretty much a wrap. Like honestly, I always say like don't reset, but the truth is it's like if you're playing DOJ and you die in the second stage, it's kind of a wrap. But in this game, it's not. It's not because of the way the ranking system works, and that's really kind of fascinating to me, actually. As somebody coming from like a cave, like I just played the shit out of cave games over the past like year, and then coming to this, it's like this is wild. This is really cool. This is really interesting to me. But yeah, like I think I could probably do much better if I could figure out how to collect the medals. That's kind of what I came away with. Like as soon as I started playing this game, is like, how do I get a higher score for more extends to lower that rank? Because I think on this run, my rank got up pretty high, and that's another thing too that's kind of fun. I think is like sometimes it's kind of fun. Like I remember in this run, I thought it was kind of fun to let my rank like just go fucking ape shit. Let it go to like fucking 30 or whatever it was at. Cool soundtrack in this game. It sounds like early 2000s, late 90s. It sounds like morning time at the arcade. Super stoked that I can change the color of the bullets. Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. So I'm playing as Windsnail here. I haven't committed to a character yet, like a fighter yet. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between Windsnail and Gain. Because I like Gain's speed, and I think a faster ship makes collecting the medals probably a little bit easier, I guess. But then, Windsnail's a little bit easier to control and, has higher damage. And, of course, obviously, I did select Windsnail with the A, B, and C buttons. As long as I'm alive, I'ma live illegal. But, yeah, I haven't really figured out... Like, I know a lot of people like Moto as well. And I kind of bounce around between the three of them right now. As I've been playing, at least for the first few nights. I haven't really stuck to one. Yeah, this part is pretty gnarly. Also, you know what else I've been playing actually is Sorcerer Striker. I don't know. I'm guessing Sorcerer Striker is an easier game to clear, but maybe not. I don't know. I know there's some commentaries out there that I want to watch, but again, like because I was kind of out of it for a while, I didn't really get to do a whole lot of fun stuff. But I kind of want to look into that. But yeah, I did play a little bit of Sorcerer Striker. I've been on I guess a rising kick now, just because I want to take a break from Cave. Which is actually intimidating because it's like, I don't know, dude, like the rising games might be harder. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. And like right here, like I think I got some lucky dodges in right here. My rank is, I'm pretty sure my rank is way too fucking high. But here's what's cool. It's like I'm at stage 4. I have no lives left, and you would think that like this is going to be pretty much the fucking end of it, but in Garegga maybe not so much. In Garegga you can have a bit of bad luck early and still come back. I've seen playthroughs where people got the clear dropping the metal chains in stage 2, so that's why I said earlier, like, I don't know how important that is. I'm assuming it's really important for a new bass player like myself, but yeah, I don't know how to go about collecting the damn medals. That's like the one thing. And then stage 5 is like, I'm guessing this is like the newbie killer. Like this is, it feels like stage 5 is like the gate. You know what I mean? Like this is where the game is pretty much gonna it's gonna end your run if you're brand new like me. So most of my runs actually end here at stage 5. They usually end at Blackheart, I believe, or like just before. And oh, that's another thing. So okay, so now I think I have search, which is like, it seems pretty fucking good, but like everybody, like, I don't think you're supposed to have search. And I'm guessing it's because in order to get search, you have to collect a bunch of options, like the little green option items, which will raise your rank a lot. I don't know, I'm still learning. Everybody, like, go easy on me. I'm still learning this shit. I have no idea what I'm doing in this game yet. This is very early. Somebody asked for a first run, and that's why I'm uploading this. Also, somebody asked for a video about hardware. I'm working on it. I'll make that video. I've just been kind of out of it. Shout out to VidKids. Bro, I'm going to make that video. Expect that soon. But yeah, just go easy on me. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, and like apparently, I guess like if you hover over these ships, it raises your rank or something. So you want to stay to the side. There's so many little hidden things to know in this game. And all that is really why it's so intimidating. So I'm hoping that I get a lot of pro tips from uploading this video. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this or listen to it or whatever, but really that's what I'm hoping for, because this probably is going to be the next clear I will attempt, and it might take me a year. I mean, this is really intimidating. Like, the more I watch this run, it's really intimidating. But what's really fun is, like, even this run is like totally going sideways, but it's still so much fun. Like, I was having so much fun just playing the game, because it's fun to blow shit up, I guess. And Gain is a lot of fun because of the sword. Like, yeah, like it's so cool that, like, he fires these giant fucking, like, laser swords. That's kind of why I want to play with Gain. There's something really metal about smiting your foes with swords from the sky, I guess. It's like the little boss rush mode here. This is normally where I get killed when I pick Gain for some reason. I die on this boss a lot. This is where my runs usually end. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to mention. So, recently with my Esperade capade, I started to learn. So, save states are very useful to learning a game, but also I started to learn the value of doing, like, full runs, like not using save states, like doing like just coining your way through your goal. like coining your way through the 1-all, right? Or coining your way through the 2-all. And Garegga feels like a game that would really benefit from doing full runs. And it's because there's so many moving parts to this game. It's really hard to create save states that are like... I mean, save states are probably a good idea in this game just to get used to some of the bullet patterns. But because of the ranking system and because like there's so many moving parts to this game, creating what I would call an accurate save state is probably kind of difficult. So I feel like for Garegga, like full runs, or at least starting at stage 2 maybe, at least at the very beginning, is probably the better way to go. What I started to notice was that the more full runs I did, the less nervous I got when I was getting close. What I mean by that is like any shmup player knows that when you've been working on something for a long time, some kind of goal, whatever it is, when you start to get close to that goal, you get like a burst of adrenaline, and I think that's not good. It can be fun, but it's not good for your hand-eye coordination. I think it affects the way you play, and it affects the decisions that you make. So the less nerves you get, the better you're going to do. And I feel like full runs maybe might make it better for your nerves. That's basically, I started to learn the value of full runs over save states, but I think both have a value to them. Glad I remembered to say that, because that's something I wanted to say. I don't feel like this fight is really that difficult. There's a thing he does where you're between the two jet engines and then he'll move while the jet engines are firing. That's crazy difficult, but other than that, I feel like this fight isn't really that crazy. As long as you macro where you're supposed to macro and micro where you're supposed to micro. The thing that's crazy hard to me is getting the homing shot where everybody gets the homing shot at the end of that giant ship. That's something I should probably save state in practice, actually. And then on to stage 6. This is where the difficulty really ramps up. And as you can see, my rank is at 30%, which I think is probably too high. I don't know. I'm still learning. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I think I got killed here pretty early in stage 6, if I remember correctly. And also, I believe at this point, what I should be doing is just collecting damn near everything, like all the power-ups. It should just be like a Hail Mary, like fuck it kind of thing. Well, maybe not the smaller power-ups, and maybe not the options if you already have 4 options, I guess. I guess that's the deal. You just want to max out your shit. I can't believe I'm still alive with an extra life. But you know what? I think this is probably about as far as like a new player gets when they first start playing. Like this is probably basically it until you actually learn how to manage your difficulty rank. And hopefully I can pick that up at some point, because as you can see, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, I think this is where I died. So yeah, I mean, this is a newbie's first impressions of Battle Garegga. I'm looking forward to playing more, and I will be playing more of it. I just haven't fully committed to it yet. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If anybody has any advice or tips or tricks or whatever, fucking let me know. Thanks.